Rob Mayhew. Welcome to the Breaking and Entering Advertising Podcast.
People never shake hands on podcasts.
Never. It's never been done. Thank you for that. I actually really need that. Trauma just left.
You know what? It's Monday. It's Monday. We needed it. The Mark Reed's left his job.
Oh my gosh.
In December.
How do you feel about that?
Do you know what? I woke up this morning. I nearly did a post yesterday about Mark Reed.
Really? What were you
I don't know.
say?
I'm trying to say what I was about to say. I should have said it now because it would have been good timely. But no, nothing. Just good on him.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's a difficult job, isn't it?
Gotta be.
WPP, Sorrel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he's done well. I know they lost like 1% this quarter. I mean, that's obviously a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
and when did Martin Sorrell leave? That was a big deal.
Was a big deal, wasn't it? He left some years ago.
Like 18, 19-ish.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just whatever you say, I'll be yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely 2018.
There we go. That's exactly when it was. January, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But no, it's a big day. I mean, that affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
Who's going to take the job? Maybe me.
I think you would be great.
I
What
think
would be your first order, executive order?
More personality hires in
Absolutely.
each company. I'd change it to MPP, Mayhew PP, and I would have everyone back in the office on just Fridays.
Just
I want to
Fridays.
make so no one goes into the office anymore on a Friday. Big bugbear of mine, because Friday's the day where you go in, you don't even open your laptop till 10, you chat shit, you trauma bond,
Of course.
and you're probably at your most creative on a Friday.
What were your thoughts on like Thursday happy hour office party?
Great.
Like, isn't that fantastic? Like the next day, like you were in the industry.
Yeah. You get come in hungover.
Come in hungover.
Yeah.
Everybody
Same
comes
clothes.
in. Exactly.
Same clothes, dirty, sort of shaking, crying maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a great time. Obviously, that era has a lot of toxicity. Remove that from the conversation.
Okay.
Great time.
Yeah, because when I was in the agency, like we would do the Thursday party, and then Friday nobody would show up.
Well, you always show up on a Friday, even if you're hungover. You always had to turn up, even if you didn't do any work. And that was part of the fun.
Mm-hmm.
So just get yourself out of bed with no sleep, come into the office, do some work.
Yeah.
But don't, that's when I'm more creative when I'm hungover. Because it gets rid of all my my filters.
Gotcha. So how often are you drinking?
Every day now. You have to drink every day. No, do you know what? My 20 up until like mid-30s, I chose to work in agencies because it's the most fun job in the world.
Absolutely.
And I was incredibly average at my job, but I was a personality hire. Not great for working from home. That doesn't work over Teams. You can't have great banter over Teams. I'm good at it though. So I actually started I'll just go straight into my origin story.
Yeah, do it.
So I started straight from university, did a year's placement. No one would have me during my university placement. It's when you go and spend a year in a business. No one would have me. Everyone else goes to like Boots, these big companies. I'll say like CVS over here. But they didn't want me. So there was an agency in London called Team LGM. God love Debbie, who founded it. And they said, we'll have him. And so I went there for a year. And then I kept failing finance and accounts. So my exams, I kept failing that. And law. There was like some seminars that I kept failing at university because I was doing business studies.
Interesting.
And so they threw me out of university because I kept failing.
Stop it.
And so Debbie at Team LGM, shout out, wrote to them or phoned them or whatever, to fax them back in the day, and said, if you don't put them back on the course, we'll stop having students in. And so they put me back onto university. I got 2-1.
There we go.
There we go. So that was my origin story. And I thought agency life's great fun. It's just full of like young energy. Everyone was cool. And it was in London. And it was just great fun. And then I've just been doing that. I started in shopper marketing.
Yep.
I started in sales promotion, shopper marketing. Then Facebook came along and I was like, that looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
Started then moved into social, and this is client servicing side. So I'm like, not the creative side.
Okay, so you're account management.
Account management. Never really got promoted on the job. Had to leave, then promote myself, then get the next job. Top tip.
How long did you stay before you would have to get another?
I was I was like 3 or 4 years, 6 years.
Okay.
But I was getting promoted. I'm slightly exaggerating. And then worked at agencies like BD Network, Exposure, cool PR agency in London called Exposure. Shout out. Still going, great independent agency. And yeah, it was just so much fun, such a great hang, great clients like Levi's, like Bulmers, lots of alcohol brands. They did like PR for like fashion. So it was just a cool parties. And
Yeah.
that was fun. And then I went and worked at Grey, and I worked at Ogilvy, Social Lab. And then lockdown happened, TikTok happened. I'd fallen out. So I was head of social, and then another job was like head of creator, and I'd fallen out of love with social media because your day is basically you wake up, you make a content calendar for a client. You then that goes to the client, they sign it off. That then goes to legal, they sign it off. That goes to the studio, they start making the stuff. And like as an account handler, your job's done with the content calendar. It was so boring. And then you post it on like Instagram, and like 10 people see it, and it would just be an image that the studio have created. And then TikTok came along, and then you could start making these videos with zero production skills. Great ideas. Just need a ring light and a camera, and a phone. And I just could sense immediately in like the first year of lockdown, oh, this is the future. So I started making. I basically became a freelancer. I thought I was going to consult as a TikTok expert. I thought I'd just be a TikTok expert, and then started making sketches. And then after about 3 months of doing that, I made a sketch about when you go to a meeting room and there's someone already in there.
Oh yeah.
And then it's sort of a bit
Laptop in your
awkward.
hand,
Yeah,
and
you're like,
look
oh,
in.
it's a roll, wait. And then that did like 20,000 views. I thought, bingo, that's what I'll do. And then I just niched down. I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to be specifically to the advertising marketing industry. And then that was 4 or 5 years ago now.
And
I post every day.
incredible. So that, well, I didn't know that you started in account management. Did you ever get to be?
Then I moved. So because of TikTok, I then decided I want to be a creative now. So then moved to become a creative director. No offense to any art directors out there, real talent. I then became a creative director, specifically around TikTok.
Got it.
You know, you wouldn't go, Rob, can you just do this out of home piece? I'd be like, but specifically for like TikTok and short form content. And I just found that because I think I was a frustrated creative all along.
Gotcha.
I just thought I was a good personality hire for account handling, but I think I'm just a really good creative.
Did you feel like the clients, like they enjoyed working with you? Like, did you find success in that?
I
Like,
loved, that was the best bit actually. I was very good with the clients, and I loved those client meetings and sort of presenting. I've always loved presenting.
yeah.
One thing I do now is I kind of do shows. So I'll do like spoof presentations at award shows and conferences. So I've done my 10,000 hours sort of presenting, so I've already got that down.
Right.
But I just make these presentations funny. So I did one at the Effies where I, during the Effies Awards, I was up there to kind of announce the winners for social. So I got up there and I said, oh, just before I announce the winner, I want to show my creds. So I did that. And I was doing stand-up actually before. I'd been doing stand-up for like 5 years before lockdown. So I'd already kind of was starting to think about making everything funny. Everything is funny to me.
That I was going to ask. So you started doing stand up even before that, which kind of parlayed nicely into
I think
creating
so.
content.
Yeah, and exactly that. And just, you know, I make relatable content, but I try to end with a joke.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I try my best.
So that first TikTok of the meeting room when somebody's squatting in there was like the moment where you're like, there's something here.
There's something
20,000.
there. And an example of that is that it's relatable. So if I was to do that now, I try and make it relatable and funny, like there'd be a twist at the end. Because with twists, you make people will watch it again. Go, oh, we'll send it to your friends. But the thing with me is I found that the content that did best was always when people would write, this is me, this is my workmates.
Yeah.
And then I know that they're going to share it on Teams and that. And yeah, quickly it just became bigger than I ever thought. And up until November, I was still working in agencies, moved to New York, and then was working at an agency over here, and then just thought, do you know what, I want to be a full-time creator now. And that was in November last year, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah.
New York's a good city to be a creator.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw you did some stuff with Mojo Supermarket. I thought you were working there for a second.
I was their creator in residence. So when I came to New York, I knew no one. No one knew who I was. I mean, a little bit did, but not really. In Mojo, I'd met Mo on the beach in Cannes. He was doing some. He was interviewing people on the public beach with an umbrella. It was very windy and hot, and I just stayed in touch with those guys, and they've just been really good friends. They're like, come and film with us, come and use our office, and then I just thought, you know what, I'll be your creator in residence for a couple of months, and they've just been really supportive. I'm doing a new YouTube show, launching a YouTube show in a couple of weeks, called Friday Revival Club. And it's about making Fridays in the office fun again.
You're on this, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
so I'm passionate about this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to different agencies and film, or different companies, and film a YouTube show which brings music and entertainment and comedy Maybe not music because YouTube, they don't like music.
Mhm.
I'll find a way around it. Just try and bring some fun to the office on a Friday. And Mojo are going to be my first guinea pig pilot episode at their office. Their new
Nice.
office in Chinatown.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So what's the story with the sweater vest?
Right. One of the real reasons I started making sketches is that big fan of Rowing Blazer. Shout out Rowing Blazer. Send the boys here, everyone.
Yeah,
Their
for
jumpers.
sure.
These are quite expensive, these knitwear. And so I bought like 4 or 5 of them. No, 3 actually. And just started wearing them because I thought if I wear them enough, maybe they'll send them to me for free. And within 6 months, Jack, the founder, love him, reached out and said, pick what you want for the website. We'll send it to you. And I just love that's what I wear. This is my normal day-to-day wear.
Can I feel it?
Yeah, love it. It's real wool.
Oh, this is nice.
Lady Diana made this famous.
Really?
Yeah, she wore this on one of her first dates with Prince Charles at the Polo. Not the short sleeve version, but the long sleeve. So it's known as the Lady Diana vest.
Really?
Shout out, Lady Diana.
And do you feel like you're the black sheep on this? Or...
Yeah, so everyone thinks this is a BBH reference.
Yeah.
I got not Martin, Sir Hegarty to wear this, and he was very generous, but he said, you haven't worked at BBH. I was like, you're right. He was very nice.
Did you try to convince him?
Like,
no, I've worked with you before.
I did. But no, it's not got nothing to do with BBH, but I don't mind if people think that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So, and you got some Mountain Dews in front of you?
So I've got 3 Mountain Dews. This will show you how many takes it took to get the our episode this morning.
Yeah, the 60-second news.
6 seconds.
3 takes, not
3
bad.
takes, not bad. This is really nice, actually. I've got a sweet tooth, so this is good. And I do miss, I like Sprite, so this is really nice. So thank you for that. Shout out, Mountain Dew.
Gotcha. So I think I have some questions from Brian Bonilla, who was supposed to record with us today, but the Mark Reed news.
I mean, you picked a side there, didn't he? You picked a side. Apparently Mark Reed's more important than me.
Not for long. Not for long.
I wonder what his payoff will be.
Should we ask? That's got to be public knowledge,
Hit that in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
I'm sure he'll be all right, won't he?
Yeah.
What do you think he'll go and do? Do you think he'll start making sketches or on TikTok? You should get him here.
I would love to. That's not a bad idea. We've been talking.
Yeah, we get energy.
For sure. I actually had no clue what he is like. I've never heard him talk.
All I really know is that my main things is that he tries to justify having oil and gas clients. I'm a big anti-oil and gas. Yeah, I don't think that any agency should be working with oil and gas brands.
That's fair.
Because they always say, oh, we're part of the solution. It's like, no, you tell stories. You're not engineers. Greenwashing. So there's that. And then he obviously mandated everyone come back into the office 4 days a week, which I kind of agree with, but don't agree with as well. As a parent, it's not easy. It's like the industry anyway is not set up for people with kids. It just doesn't. They make you want to work late. It's just not great. So that needs to change.
Did that actually impact your personal life and decision and timing?
No, I think I was fortunate that I'd started making silly sketches by that point before I had a kid. So, but it would have done. And especially, I mean, I think the working from home makes it easier to be able to juggle the school run and things. But this is the industry in whole. It's not very good for new parents, especially mothers. I think it's just there's a whole culture about you're expected to work late and all of that, and it's just the benefits aren't great, especially in America. My God, you barely let anyone have any time off. But UK, it's a bit better. And then the third thing about Mark Reed was, what was it? I can't remember now. But I mean, I'm sure he's a lovely man, by the way. I'm just being negative, but it's a tough job, isn't it? Who wants it? Me, I'll take it.
I'll take it too.
Yeah, good money. I'm sure he's well
I would love to have that much money.
Yeah. He'll be in Cannes. Oh no, he brought Elon Musk on stage last year.
Yes, did you see
that? That was pre Elon. In his defense, it was pre Elon. He'd already slagged off the advertising industry for not being on X, but
yeah, he said he hates advertising, and then he showed up there.
Yeah.
To a comeback tour to get people on X.
Yeah, and then he found Trump, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. There's a few.
And then here we are.
This is so interesting. So now you're a full-time content creator. Yes. You went full-time on this. That's incredible. What is your biggest video of all time?
So the lesson here is you're not going to get it right first. I mean, experiment. My main ones were team stand-up. So just being honest in the team stand-up, or being honest in your handover when you're about to go on holiday, or being honest about just those things. Because I think what people like about my sketches is that when I say the things that you wish you could say.
What everybody's thinking.
Everyone's thinking, and that's even in like meetings and client meetings, and I'm quite fortunate now that with my career, I don't have to like hold back. So whatever I'm thinking, or the most ridiculous thing that you could say, I like to make a sketch out of that.
It's probably good lessons for the aspiring advertisers, maybe people that are just joining the industry for the first time, to watch your content. Like, how would you direct them?
Yeah, no, do you know what? It's a bit of a window. My content is a love letter to the industry. I love the industry. I think it's fantastic. And it always comes from a place of love. A lot of with the content, you have to have sort of a bit of tension. So and there's a lot of things that you can improve, but I think it is a bit of a window into the process of like pitching and working late and just the culture of the industry. So I think it is a little bit of a guide to it, but obviously I kind of hype things up a little bit, and it's kind of a bit odd. But
they're based off truths and insights.
they are based off truth. Yeah, exactly. So and yeah, people have come up to me and said, oh, when I got my first job, I was watching your sketches, and I was like, great, great. I'm glad you're still in the job, because but it's it's a great industry, and I think there's some really good agencies around at the minute, like Uncommon, like Mischief, who are just really just creative powerhouses. And we all get into this industry to be creative, whether you're a client servicing right through to the creative side. Like, we want to have fun, we want to make great stuff and create interesting work. And there are some great agencies doing that. And I think AI, talk about AI, just came out of me like a screensaver.
Wow.
AI is going to there's going to be a lot of jobs lost, but at the same time, it's going to make the boring stuff easier to do so that we can focus on creative.
Absolutely.
I think, the idea is still going to be important. The craft is still going to be important. And I think there's going to be a real need for things that take a bit of time, and things that aren't just pure AI. I think there's people are going to really want that, be hungry for an ad that, like the BritBox.
BritBox. Yeah.
Something that's taken time, that you just think, wow, that's beautiful. And you can see like the creativity in it, and it's a simple idea. I think people really respond to that, rather than, the Coca-Cola AI ad scored very well with System 1, and that's great, because you got to think about the audience and how they respond, because that's why we do this. But at the same time, I think there's a real need for that craft as well.
Yeah. And I think that kind of goes back to your content. It's like a little bit more raw, a little more authentic. Like, you're putting yourself out there. It's not like overly edited to, like, you see the craft in it.
Yeah,
like
I've got zero production skills.
Yeah.
I'm learning them, and I've been doing this for like 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. So I say this to anyone: if you're becoming a content creator, your first 100 anything is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
How many have you made of your things here?
For those, we've probably done like short of 100, I would say.
But you're getting you get better every
but
time.
I've done
don't
450 podcasts.
Yeah,
And like,
you just need to get just to start, so that you can get to a point where you start getting good at it, and you just get better and better and better. That's why you don't release the first take of everything. It's like you're always just going to get better. And I think that's the same with content creators. I think people overthink it and feel like they need to strategize. Like, when I started making my sketches, they've become something else now. They're way more sort of niche. They're way more specific. And there's some things that have stuck around, like my jumpers, but you just get better at it, the better the storytelling, and it's just a lot of fun. But now I'm like moving into YouTube, so I'm now going to have to deal with, I know my first 100 episodes of my show are going to be okay, but it's going to, it's got to get to the 101st episode where it's going to be incredible.
How long are the videos going to be?
I want to make them long form, like 30 minutes.
Wow.
But I'm not editing. They'll probably look at it and go, that's 8 minutes, Rob. But I wanted to, I'm really interested in YouTube. I want to spend a lot of time at YouTube in Cannes. I listen to Colin and Samir, and I'm just taking everything about YouTube. I just find it's like the most streamed platform on the TV now.
Yeah.
It's how Gen Z consume their TV. And it's how I watch things. It's just on YouTube. So I just want to be part of that and understand it. Which is how I got into this, making sketches for TikTok, because I want to be a TikTok expert. It's the same with YouTube. I want to just understand it. So why not? The best thing to do is just start making.
Yeah. And plus now you have like the ability to talk to like the ambassadors at YouTube and at TikTok. Like, you can get advice. They might help you out too.
They're so helpful. They're so, like, even with TikTok, if you go on TikTok for Business, shout out TikTok for Business, they've got, so you can just look what's trending. Like, there's so many insights. And the first 2 years in Cannes, I was taken to Cannes with TikTok to talk for them. And they're just an amazing team. And it's the same with YouTube. I'm going to spend some time at Spotify and YouTube this year. It's going to be great fun.
Incredible. Now
Are you excited for Cannes?
I'm so excited. Yeah.
What do you want to get from the week?
I love this industry. Like the best night of my life, and I shit you not, was going to the Ad Age A-list gala this year.
Great.
Like just to see everybody, like the people I've interviewed, new people that I've admired and talked to them, just say hello. Like I love this industry. I think it's the best. So seeing everybody, absolutely. And then creating content with Jack. Like we grew up together. Like
Did you really?
we grew up together in the suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah.
To be doing this full time, to go to Cannes, because I was, I have never been.
Yeah.
And I've been in the industry for a couple of years.
Have you been to France before?
Never. I've only been to Toronto, outside of the US.
You're gonna love the food.
Really?
The food, the rosé. It's just a beautiful place. It gets very hot.
Yeah.
Wear comfortable shoes. Don't fall into the buying new shoes for Cannes, because they're gonna hurt your feet. Are gonna hurt.
Just wear gym shoes or
Just wear
something.
gym shoes.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. Like, just enjoy it for what it is. And go to talks and go to different things and just
The Ritz Carlton, is that where people
the
go and get?
Carlton's where it is. And try and go to an award show as well. Like you're very deep in like the work as well, so it's really interesting to see. Like underneath the palais on the basement, they have all the work that's been shortlisted. So
I love it all.
look at all that.
I love it all.
So can we get them a pass, please? And Jack as well to go, so they can go and see the work.
Please, 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 please.
It's important. We'll make that happen.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you everybody watching that too from the Cannes line.
We appreciate it.
Wonderful. I was going to ask you then, how are you going to stay fresh with your content now that you're out of the industry? You have so much experience, I understand too.
Yeah, I've 25 years. I'm never going to run out of ideas.
No.
And I'm also like, I work with Mojo a little bit.
Yeah.
I go and sort of help them out, to creator in residence sometimes. And I'm still close to the industry. I just consume everything. Your 60-minute thing is really helpful to me, because that's how I now consume my news. And because there's no subscription. Normally, I hate it when they all gatekeep. I'm like, that is interesting. You have to subscribe.
Like
no, I
Campaign
haven't.
does you have to have like.
I've never subscribed to like Ad Age or anything like that. So I click on it. Even if it's an article about me, I click on it and I can't read it.
Really, you don't have a movers and shakers login?
Some old login.
I got my.
Yeah.
I got my old login.
Yeah, you need a little login, don't you? They can send me a login. Send us logins.
Yeah, send us logins so we don't have to steal it.
Yeah. I'm just close to the industry anyway, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love the work. And I'm a big champion for the industry,
Totally.
even though it does feel like I take the piss out of it a lot. But I feel like we do take ourselves very seriously in this industry. So I think it's time that we kind of brought the fun back.
All right. So if there was an agency that offered you, where would you go? Like to go back into it, to quit this your full-time content creation, you had to go back to agency. Like what's on your short list where you would say I would entertain it?
So I would want to be in charge of branded. So at the minute, I'm obsessed with YouTube and branded content. I'm obsessed with B2B as well. So I'd want to make YouTube branded content for B2B brands. I'd like to be like the creative lead on that stuff. I like agencies like Mojo, Mischief, obviously Uncommon. Niels knows me too well, he probably wouldn't hire me. And those guys are great. There's just so many good agencies out there at the minute, and but they'd need to pay me a lot of money. I want to be paid more than Niels.
How much you think?
A lot, Mark Reed amounts of money. Because I just love the freedom of being a content creator, and I don't know how long this is going to go on for, but I just love waking up, thinking about what I'm going to film today, and just going and making it, and just coming up with an idea like Friday Revival Club on YouTube, or I'm doing a show on YouTube called Merch Table, because I love merch. I love band merch. When I go to a concert or a show, I just go straight to the merch table, and so I want to do an episode every take a music artist and just talk about their merch every week.
Music artists.
Music, film, brands, maybe as well. Just any type of merch, and then at the end of each season, just rank them on the table.
Okay. Would you rank it by like shirt?
I'll pick one item from each artist that's like their best item. Like Olivia Rodrigo would probably be like, she's got a, what's it called? When you
Megaphone?
Megaphone.
Yeah.
Great piece of merch.
Okay.
So that would be hers. And then, I just love merch.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like merch too. We got some here.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
There you go, Mountain Dew. Send me some merch.
So Rob, last question here. This is breaking enter and giving advice to the next generation. For those that want to get a job in the ad industry, and we're the creative ad industry, work for an Uncommon, let's say, or a Mischief. What advice you have for them specifically today?
I could talk forever on this. So agencies are easily impressed. Okay. A lot of people don't go above and beyond. So for instance, if you were to reach out to Uncommon, just go in with some ideas. I've seen you've got this brand. Here are like 4 or 5 ideas that I'd love to come and chat to you. Here are 4 or 5 ideas for this brand. I'd love to have a conversation with you, Niels, or whoever it is at Uncommon. And I just think for me, it's still an exciting industry to get into. I think the difference is now is that you can create yourself. So you've got, all you need is a phone and a ring light. So start thinking about your own profile on LinkedIn. You might think LinkedIn is cringe, but it doesn't have to be. You can create your own, just start connecting and reaching out to people. So first of all, think about what it is you want to do. If you want to be a creative, like what you guys do, you just love talking about the industry. So you just got a phone, a ring light, and a whiteboard. Think of like, what's your version of that? And it doesn't have to be that, but just start creating content. Start connecting with brand managers, start connecting on LinkedIn with agencies, do your research, learn from people like Zoe Skaman, Cindy Gallup, just real titans in the industry, Niels Leonard, just consume everything. And then, you'll always hear a lot of negativity now. There's, look, the industry's shrinking. But there's always going to be a need for creativity. Brands are always going to need agencies or in-house creativity. So it's still an exciting time to get into it. But just think about, maybe I'll become an AI expert, or maybe I'll become a TikTok expert or a YouTube expert. I'm 45 and I'm now like, I'm going to that new platform, YouTube. I want to become an expert on YouTube. So just spend a bit of time becoming an expert in something, because you've got the time to do it. A lot of people in agencies don't. So just become an expert in that, and then try and start talking on LinkedIn about that stuff. And then you can start reaching out to agencies to get a job, saying that I'm a YouTube expert. You should be hiring me. This is what I do for Chase Bank on YouTube. This is what I do for Mountain Dew on YouTube. And then Mountain Dew are going to be like, oh yeah, we hadn't thought of that. You should talk to our agencies. I'll give you an intro. Or just the bar is really low in terms of impressing people in this industry. Just people don't do it. Even when I was like head of social, I didn't get emails. I was bombarded. Occasionally I'd get something from a young person that I want to get in the industry, and I'd always take those calls. I'd always want to, even now, if people DM me, so I'd love to chat with you. As long as they've got a good heart and like passion, I'll always take that call. And most people are like that in the industry. People are very generous. So I think just figure out, you don't have to have it nailed what you want to do, if it's strategy, creative or whatever, but just think about what's your passion. Is it short form video? Is it TikTok? Do you think Vine's coming back? Maybe you could go, look, if Vine's coming back, you should do this for Chase. Just come in with something and a point of view, and you'll really stand out.
I love it. Well, Rob, that's all we got. Let's hug it out again.
Hug it out. Keep work.
Thank you, sir.
Connect with me on, what's it called? LinkedIn. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm always available. Full-time creator now, so I've got nothing to do.
Let's go.
That's it. Drink your Mountain Dew. Bye, everyone.